Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. The other day I was going through some cards that my friends had sent me and I found this one. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's an alien. And I decided to start this video, which is 3 of the most credible cases of UFO sightings with the case that my friends sent me. I looked it up and I found out it's actually one of the most credible UFO sightings, which happened in New Jersey in 2001. So this is about the peculiar lights above the Turnpike Bridge in New Jersey. This happened on July of 2001, a little after midnight. The drivers that were crossing the bridge, they all stopped to look at a V-shaped formation of lights, orange and yellow lights on the sky. And they all stopped for about 15 minutes. There were a lot of drivers that day, and they all stopped and got out of their cars and vehicles just to look at the lights on the sky. One of them was actually Lieutenant Daniel Tarrant, which was working for the police at the time. He was one of the witnesses, and the lights would move side to side. At first, air traffic controllers denied any military jets or commercial flights passing by the area that night. They denied that these lights were not caused by any aircraft known to man, obviously. But later on, a group denominated as the New York Strange Phenomena Investigators claimed they actually had intercepted FAA, which is the Federation of Aviation Administration. They claimed they received information data from the FAA stating that there was indeed a aircraft passing by at the time. So this means that they caught something, but they did not say the truth. There isn't photographic evidence for this case, unfortunately. I don't know why. Probably because they were too busy looking at the lights. I would too. I would just look at it and not think about pulling my phone out. I couldn't find any pictures or videos. However, I would like to point something out. There is a military stealth attack aircraft called F-117 Nighthawk. This is a very peculiar aircraft. It looks like a UFO. If I saw one, I would think it's actually a UFO. The first time I came across this aircraft, I actually thought to myself, if I actually looked at the sky and saw these like at night or during the day, I would think this is actually a UFO, but it's a military jet. It was retired in 2008 and it could actually possibly been what they saw in Turnpike. However, I do believe that it was actually a UFO. It's triangular shape, so kind of looks like your typical UFO. However, if you take a look at the several military jets, you'll see that all of them have a different shape from the Nighthawk. There is the Blackbird Lockheed SR-71, which I will leave an image right here. The Lockheed Blackbird SR-71, which is weirdly shaped for me. It has a weird design. All of them look like a regular airplane. The shape is kind of similar. However, these two look like UFOs, and you never know if they were inspired in something out of this world. So the second UFO case we are going to be talking about today is the USS Nimitz, which happened in 2004. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name correctly, so I'm sorry. The USS Nimitz, it's a supercarrier. It's a ship that basically carries military airplanes. On November of 2004, experienced radar operators and fighter pilots saw something they can't explain to this day. The USS Nimitz was about 100 miles away from the coast from San Diego, California. At the time, the operators caught about 100 unidentified objects on the radar, and they actually thought they were malfunctioning. This was over the course of 2 weeks that they would see these about 100 objects on the radar. These objects would fly about 800,000 feet in the air, which is way higher than what military jets and commercial flights can reach. And they would then plummet down and over above the ocean, the water. Because they wanted to know what this was, I'm pretty sure they already knew, but they sent two F-18 fighter jets to intercept the object. However, what they would find was something that remains unexplained to this day. When they arrived to the place they were sent to, they noticed the water was churning, like something was underneath the surface of the water. Then they noticed that there was a oval-shaped object right underneath the water surface. A few moments later, they saw something that was tic-tac candy shaped. There's a candy, tic-tac candy. I think we all know what that is. They saw a white tic-tac candy shaped object. It was 40 feet, which is about 12 meters long, and it moved incredibly fast. It was above the water and it had erratic movements, so it did not move in a straight line like a jet would. Fighter jets have a infrared sensor, so they can actually detect like heat and cold to detect certain types of things, and they could not detect any exhausts. Exhausts are obviously hot, and the infrared sensor got nothing. There were no markings on this object to indicate there were like windows, engines, and also wings. Then they tried to intercept the craft, however, it accelerated way too fast and reappeared 60 miles away on the radar, so they were never able to catch it. However, there is footage of that. The Pentagon released footage and some images about 3 weeks ago, so I'm going to play that.
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. The whole thing, dude. That's not LNS though, is it? It's not. Yeah, LNS, man. Well, if there's a good thing, it's rotating. It's something magical. Oh, good! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting. Did you box smoking target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man. Look at it fly.
As you guys can see, it also recorded the pilot's voice, which is amazing to me because this is a very well documented UFO encounter. I do believe this was a UFO, so there was more than one craft and they were too fast to be caught by F-18 fighter jets. Those are extremely fast. They can actually break the sound barrier, so if one of those can catch an aircraft, it's probably not human-made. Our next case is the Stephenville sightings. It happened in 2008 in Texas, about 100 miles away from Dallas. In the small town of Stephenville in Texas, its citizens were astounded when they witnessed something incredible in the sky. They saw dozens of lights hovering. The inhabitants claimed they saw several lights in the sky on Highway 67. They first said that they started in a horizontal arc and then they moved to vertical lines. So like this and then this. We also have the witness of a local pilot that saw these as well. He estimated that they were moving at about 3,000 miles an hour and they were about a mile long and half a mile wide. Of course, the government always gives us a crappy excuse, we all know that. A few weeks later, the US Air Force came out saying they it sent some F-16 fighter jets to fly in the area or near that area. But the citizens of Stephenville don't believe that excuse because first, the lights didn't make any sound, and fighter jets are pretty noisy, so they make a lot of noise. And they believe that what they saw could not be made by a human. What they saw was different from fighter jets. There was also no videos or pictures of this event. I do believe all of these are real cases of UFO sightings. What do you think? Do you think they are real or maybe a hoax? I do believe they are real because these are 3 of the most credible UFO sightings. I also cannot wrap my head around the fact that we are alone in this huge universe full of planets, and just because we cannot live in another planet does not mean there are other creatures out there that can handle other conditions. I firmly believe that the USS Nimitz encounter is real because there is enough footage, and I don't know why the US government held on to the footage for so long, because they released the footage 3 weeks ago, so 16 years later, and one of the pilots actually said there is missing footage from what they released. So if you guys ever seen a UFO, drop a comment down below, subscribe, leave a like, and share my videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!